Another day, another controversy we just walked ourselves into. Why can't I find something just be a fan of that isn't controversial in the slightest? So yeah, oh hi, it's Stern. We're back with another HellDivers slash HellDivers 2 gameplay. Not really HellDivers 2 gameplay this time, just talking on the screen because we walked into more controversy. After the last update, the social media community, the forums and everything, has been in tatters. YouTube hasn't, in-game hasn't, but on the forums and on the Reddits, on the Twitters, on the or X, on the Steam forums, on the Discord, everything has been kind of popping off, and it's not been good after the last patch. Uh, the community's been very in distress because of it. A once united community has become ununited in like seconds. A lot of things that people were worried about from the launch, such as limited content, is not coming back up to the surface. Issues I've had since recording the very first episode in the gameplay series are now coming back, and things are so much worse than they were to begin with. Things aren't looking great for HellDivers 2 right now. Not only are the devs half listening and not listening at the same time. They are listening in ways, and they're not listening in other ways. They're actually suppressing their players' concerns on some platforms, not others. YouTube's fine. Steam is affected. Twitter, I think, is fine. The Discord is affected, and so is Reddit. Maybe Reddit's fine. I'm not quite sure. I've only heard hearsay about their Discord, Twitter, and Reddit. But no, like the game has not been right since the last few patches. Not only has the game been broken, like it has been consuming all the resources in the world, even with the FPS limit, which I now just implemented in the latest video I recorded, which is going to be a week from now probably or so. It's a month or two now because I record so many episodes. As you can see, I played 13 hours of content. Half of that's recorded. So yeah, one issue I found is, of course, why I've been going over. Why I think the lag's been the way it is because of the really obscene way they have of doing their matchmaker. It's a very very odd combination of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the original, Battlefield, Battlefield just in general, circa Battlefield 2 and up, Battlefield Becoming 2 and up, and Wolf Tanks or War Thunder. Just take your pick, any modern MMO action game. Where what happens is you hit up the game, it phones home, it gets back to you. It lets you know the handshake's okay, and you can log in. We've had that issue when the game first launched 2 months ago, where it just wasn't happening. Whatever he did, we just couldn't get into the game because it was just overloaded. Because it's a really, really stupid system. Literally, the only thing on your disk, as it were, not that we use discs on PC anymore for the most part, is I don't know how big is the game anyway. I'm curious. How big is the game anyway? Let's go to the store page. How big is the game anyway? What's the system requirements? It requires 100 gigabytes of space? For what? What's actually on the disk? It's actually light system requirements? Or pretty mid system requirements? No, it has pretty light system requirements. My mid light, something around there. I don't think it's true. That's not true. That's not true, and you also need like at least 600 megabytes down internet speed or something ridiculous like that. Because my 800 doesn't cut it half the time with this new update. The other half the time, it cuts it, and it's fine, but it hogs all the internet in the house. Because apparently 800 megabytes down is not good enough for this game. I'm actually considering upgrading to fiber and upgrading the upgrade and going to the very top of Comcast in my area, which is 1,200 gigabytes of throughput of down bandwidth because this game hogs it all. And I like this game. I want to actually upgrade my internet to play this game. I don't have slow internet. That's the problem. Yes, my internet has slowed over time because everyone getting on because of the online work and whatnot and the online schooling. Um, but it was still the fastest internet at one point that Comcast offered before they offered fiber, and fiber is not that much more. So I might as well. I mean, uploading a lot faster too. That'd be nice. But yeah, no, like this game, and also it hogs all your performance too, in ways that a game shouldn't hog. And also, none of your game and gameplay is actually running on your system. Almost none of it. I think it's really stupid if it works this way. But pulling assets from your computer into the cloud and to you. Absolutely, it's a cloud game. It's 99% of its way to a cloud game. The other 1% is simply not having anything on your hard drive. And this thing has 100 gigabytes of I don't know why, because it doesn't use it, and I don't know why. And then it goes back to the thing. Like this game is again pulling at so many different things. It's hard to keep track of what the vision is for this game. It's a fun game. The gameplay loop is fun. Well, but it's labored with odd design decisions that make no sense to anyone, probably including developers. It is a perfect game, yes, even after the updates. Maybe not after the updates with all the lag going around. But it's just way down by odd choices that shouldn't exist. Like, a perfect game to me is a game that does everything it says on the tin and does it well and doesn't have many errors. There's still not many errors in this game. Battlefield 5 is still more borked than this game, even though when it works right, it doesn't lag. And you can play offline. Even co-op offline, I imagine that. At least play solo co-op offline. I don't know about co-op. I don't know about LAN co-op or anything like that. But still, this game should have LAN co-op. It should have couch co-op. It should have offline solo. There are ways of doing a global war and still have a ways of doing a global war and still have an offline mode. You can simply just take a screenshot of the global war, and then the player does whatever they want offline, and then they check, and then whenever they go online, it just puts their data onto the rest. Even if you do every hell dive you can possibly do in order for 24 hours, you're never going to see that ticker move by your cause, by you alone. You're never going to see that ticker move very much. Just how the game is designed. It's designed for mass player bases. It's designed for at least 100,000. I won't say at least 50,000 HellDivers online going during the course of a given IRL day. It really is. It really truly is. This game will die one day. It will be horrible, but it will die based on based on these limitations. Again, if I could choose, assuming we cannot choose offline, making this game offline, which would be tedious, yes. Which would be hard to do, yes. But assuming we can't make this game offline, which one of the three would I choose? Dedicated servers, uh, hosts or match or Wolf Takes Matchmaker. For longevity, I would pick for legit. I mean, it doesn't matter actually for longevity. It doesn't matter actually for longevity because there are examples of all three that have gone on to have long lives after the developer abandoned their game, shut down their servers. So it doesn't matter for longevity. Never mind. Okay. If I was in a privileged position, which doesn't exist anymore, of the lead game designer at the beginning phase, and I had one input to give during the course of HellDivers II development. If I was the publisher, if I was Sony, and I said you must do this one thing for me, please, and you will do it, what would I say? I'll say make the game Power World, make the game Minecraft, make the game countless 4X strategy games. Essentially, the global war the global war progresses naturally over the course of an IRL year, or is dynamic, so developers don't touch it at all, unlike they have to do now, which is stupid. Where it has a dynamic AI, where all three, possibly four, even five factions will appear based on what you do over the course of a season in the game. You can play these seasons either on the big map, either on the even on the open matchmaker, where it's the truest expression of the game. You join random matches. It's the living world. It gets the most updates the quickest, like the game now essentially. And you just go from Helldive to Helldive to Helldive, matchmaking. You can matchmake in a party. You can matchmake in a team of a squadron of destroyers, or you can matchmake solo. Or you can have a private server or or pay for a dedicated server. Essentially, the Woot matchmaking can be mixed with the Battlefield servers, and the Battlefield servers will have another part of this where you can buy a server from the developers um, to host your game and have it be any point in the war, have any settings modded to your liking, stuff like that, like modern Battlefield games and Halo even, Halo Infinite essentially, and Halo Massive Collection, and you can also like have a mission editor and for simulations in quotation marks. You can still earn medals and whatnot in simulations, they'll just be heavily nerfed and just mainly for fun. A lot of people just want to have fun grinding the bugs or the bots. Why not let them? Why do they have to be part of this global war, which actually has ramifications, even if it's just for fun? Um. So yeah, and the third part is have the solo game. Allow the game to be played offline solo with couch co-op or LAN or with internet friends. They can invite up to as much as your PC can handle, essentially. And in a solo game, all rules off. You can make you have you you see all the difficulties on the worlds. The you got a bunch of you can determine how many AI of which faction exist in the galaxy. For example, it could just be you versus a billion jillion against a million on each side. It could just be you. Good luck with that. do all your hell dive you want. You're not gonna make much. You're not gonna make much difference. Maybe try with 500,000 of one side, maybe your favorite side. But still, like if you're a good player, if you're an esports champion, go for it. Try fighting the bugs, the bots, the aliens, the other aliens, the rebels, all at once. Good luck, try that, and try to push them all and push them all back from Super Earth. Good luck with that. But yeah, that's considering you can drop anywhere in this game, who cares? Because the destroyers are kind of OP. Are really OP when it comes down to supporting planetary operations. They can appear anywhere they want in the in these I want to say 100 or so uh light year or parsec, I should say, um circular space. But yeah, you know, from Super Earth to the outer edge of the circle. Maybe it's only 50. Maybe it's only 30. I haven't really paid attention to how many stars are in the sector, and how many stars in the sector, and how many stars are in the straight line from Super Earth to the outside. But anyway, that's what I would have done. Is it possible to fix that into the game now? With all the money they made on launch, yeah. I'll have to say that. I'll have to say that as press. I know my stuff as, and I'm a game dev now. I'm a commercial game dev now. I have made a game that sold. I have made a game that sold with real money. Twice. So yeah, I can 100% say for certain. Yeah, they could absolutely do that now. It would be hard. I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to do it myself. But they could actually do it. They would just need to really, really try. They need to try harder to win. Like for example. But I mean, there's also a lot of issues like no, like half people like the balancing, half people don't like the rebalancing. There are discussions about what kind of game HellDivers II should be. I think it should just be a fun party game. I think it should be a fun party game at the lower levels, and at the higher levels, it should be like the most sweaty nonsense you can possibly get yourselves into. And I think you should be able to play with all the elements at all the levels just based on mission. Um, and the only thing that really goes up is like Halo, and like it should be like the legend. It should be like the Halo difficulty system. Honestly, it shouldn't be mission based, where all the fun missions are also the ones that insta kill you if you're not careful, if you don't have the gear, if you don't have the levels, which is stupid. Um, yeah, this game has a lot of MMO in it when it really kind of shouldn't. It should go for a more tanks war thunder approach where the RPGness is on your character, not necessarily on the matches. Because in World of Tanks, it really should be a lot more like World of Tanks, actually, to be honest, or War Thunder to be also honest. Like it shouldn't be this. I don't know how I feel about this feeling like another first-person shooter, like another multiplayer first-person shooter. Competitive, not competitive, it doesn't matter. It feels like one. It feels not generic. It feels like a combination of all the sci-fi and all the shooters, as obvious by its server design. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. I like it. It's unique. It's different. But is it good? I don't know. And also, for the love of God, for the love of the matrices, give us auto reload, please. Like, just do it. Why do I have to? Why do I have to drive? Why do I have to drive manual if I? Why do I have to drive automatic if I only know stick kind of thing going on here? And you let people take off aim assist. You let people do all these sort. It's pretty good options, but why not let us have auto reload? That's a minor thing. That doesn't matter. It, it would take away from the flavor of the game a little bit, but also it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter at all. Like why do you have iron sights, but why do you have iron sights but not switching your primary to the other side? Like why not? You kind of ran out of buttons, I understand, but why not? Like just tap LB? or something. I don't know, but or just have it in settings where you go across cover, where you go across cover, guy just switches arms because there's an operator. But anyway, that was mainly what I want to talk about was the online and what I would do if I was in their position back then. Even now, I would still highly suggest making this game as making opening this game up. Also, if you made the game solo or with dedicated servers that you bought, you wouldn't need the cheat. You wouldn't need the cheat system to be on every copy, which also is a resource hog and privacy concern and whatnot. So you could get away with saying, oh, just don't play with the big open world, just play with solo or another one, and you'll be fine. Oh yeah, X4 I want to say has mechanic. I'm similar having a world mechanic to what I'm talking about. Also Minecraft, kind of in a way. Pal World for sure, which you do need to return to. Ugh, I'm so tired. So yeah, that's been thanks for watching. Appreciate watching this video. Me, share stuff in the description below. Let's share face for Sean, which you guys face for Sean's watching the videos again to contact with this, and by sharing friends having this stuff. Alright, that'll be the first video. Thanks for watching, and I guess see you in a second.